Chad's usually right there.
Yeah, you're the bad luck man.
You want me to go back?
If they lose, it's your fault.
All right, you guys ready?
Camera's good.
All right, just came off the field. Tuesday practice, normal routine. During the week, just bumped up a day. But just touching on the game from last Thursday night. Really excited for the guys on the team, the staff. Obviously, there's things you want to clean up after a game. I don't think we necessarily played our best that game. Emotional game prior, and then big game this week, and a game versus a very good NC State football team that had just played really hard, and I thought our guys found a way to win, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited about that. Part of the growth and maturity of a football team and a program. So excited for that. And the biggest thing I want to do is just now that we're done with home games this season, just one more time, just wanted to thank the fans and the students for the support that they've given us as a football program. It was outstanding. It was outstanding the entire season, right up into the final seconds of it, I guess you would say. So really big shout out to the student body here at Georgia Tech and what they did. And really excited to see them now moving forward in the winter sports and the spring sports, and doing the same thing for all the other, and supporting all of our other sports here. So I'll be at the games when I have opportunity to, and excited to see the student body be at those as well and support everybody. So we got a big game this weekend on Friday night. For us, with the schedule the way the week is, it doesn't matter what day you play on. We just back it up from that day. So we got a lot of work to do this week, a lot of work to put in. They're a good football team. I mean, there's a reason why they're a top 10 team. They got really good players, they got really good coaches. They're well coached. They're disciplined. They go out and they execute. And they're especially hard to play at their home stadium and at nighttime. So we're ready for a challenge. We got to prepare this week and have our best week of preparation to be able to go out there and play a good, clean game on Friday night. So with that, we'll open with any questions.
Since you've been here, the games have been competitive with Georgia, but how important is it to break, I think it's a 6-game losing skid against them, and what it's like to win those games as a player, and just, I guess, how important is it to you to win this game? What does it mean to Georgia Tech guy?
Winning games. That's why you play games, for the opportunity to win. But we don't talk about winning games. We don't talk about anything other than playing the best of our ability every play, one play at a time. I can't sit there and tell a team there's no scoreboard. Don't look at the scoreboard. We're not outcome oriented, and we're not. And then sit up here and talk about winning a football game. Right? That's not the way we're wired. That's not the way this team's built. That's why we're able to have adversity hit and be able to continue to play through it, because it's all about playing the next play.
Next. You touched on E.J. Lightsey, on Thursday night, and how far he's come and how well he's played. Can you speak more about that and how he's developed over this season to put himself in position to play?
Yeah. When he got here, he was banged up. Had an injury, had to get taken care of through the off season and through summer, and then right about the time he started making it back, he got I think first or second game of the year on kickoff cover. He had a pretty nasty hamstring, and so he's really had some consistency of being healthy, and that's been the big thing. Learning the system, same as everyone else has, but you're really seeing him start to play faster. Be quicker in his reads and what he has to get done, and he's a big, strong guy that can run, and he's starting to show up now.
Georgia's typically strong on the defensive side of the ball. This year, no different. What stands out about them? What about their defense?
Yeah, like I said, they got good players. They're well coached. Really good coaches on the defensive side of the football, as well as offense. But I mean, you have good coaches and good players. It's a pretty good recipe for success.
Frazier has really started to pick it up at running back for Georgia. What does he add to their offense to go along with Beck?
Color me shocked. You asked about a running back. You want to ask it again? Ask it again. I forgot what you said.
Tell me what you know about Frazier.
I don't know him. he's a good running back. Their offense is explosive. Carson Beck is a phenomenal quarterback. They have the ability to hit the explosives and create explosive plays down the field, throw the football, but also line up. I mean, it really starts with the guys up front. They have a big physical offensive line, and it's going to be a huge challenge for us. Really huge challenge. I mean, the running backs, regardless of who they put in there, I mean, they've had a lot of success, and they're gonna want to establish the run, and it doesn't matter. It's not a yardage you're looking for. It's they're looking for. I mean, they want to be able to line up and impose their will and be able to. The best way to show that you can do that is by running the football. So we'll have to have a really good plan, really good week of prep, because I mean they're well coached and very talented.
You've touched on all season momentum isn't necessarily built just by winning games. It starts in practice. Coming off that big win last week, having a shorter week playing on Friday, how did today set the tone for this big rivalry matchup?
Yeah, it's not really a shorter week. I mean, yesterday was, today's Tuesday, yesterday was Monday. The day before that was Sunday. We had an extra day in there to let our guys heal up a little bit. So it's not really a shorter week. It's once you're in the flow of things, it's the same. But, look, you're only as good as your last game, right? And we're preparing for the next game. That's what it is. We're playing the next game. It's a big game. It's the last game of the season. It's a big game for a lot of people associated with both schools. And so, you shouldn't have to light a fire under people, when you're going into a week like this.
I'm sure I know the answer to this question, but I'll ask anyways. Aaron Philo is at 4 games, playing really well for you right now. I imagine that a red shirt situation is not something that you would care about at this point. You want to win the game, and so if you need him, you'll play him.
He'll red shirt, maybe. We look at red shirts at the end of the season, right? Our guys in this football team are 100% in line with what we want to accomplish and how we have to accomplish it. So there's no personal agendas over the team agenda when it comes to the team.
I guess along those same lines, seeing how NC State defended the 2 quarterbacks, does that sort of allow you to tweak maybe what you do going into this week, using both those guys, Haynes and Aaron?
I mean, who's to say we'll use both of them? Look, we're gonna put a plan together to give us the best opportunity to have success in the game. And every week's a new week, new defense, new scheme, new coaches, new ways to attack things. Really one week's not has no bearing on the next when it comes to putting a plan together.
Can you talk a little bit about the depth you built on defense in years past? Even a lot of teams, you lose a guy here or there, and the staff's done a good job adjusting as guys have come out, whether it's Warren or Kyle or whoever, and the next man stepped up pretty much throughout the season for you. Can you just talk about building that depth up?
Well, I mean, there's no secret. I mean, player availability is the most important thing you have when playing the college football, pro football, any form of football. So, we're not where we need to be yet. We've still got a ways to go to building the depth that we have to have on this team. Developing the depth we have to have, and building depth on the team is not just through acquisition, it's through development as well. So we still have a lot of young guys that are going to be good players, so we've got to continue to develop. If you look at really 2 positions on the team that have been, knock on wood, injury-free through the season, it's really the O-line and the D-line. And we've been able to build depth there, and that was purposefully done, to build it that way. Now with the offensive line, a lot of those guys are younger. It's a little more of a time, frame involved in the development of an O-lineman, I think. But I mean, we're 2 deep on the scout offensive line, which we've never been before. So, the added depth is why it's not just in the games you getting hurt. It's the guys practicing and the reps you have to take, and you're not taking your second team and having them run over and be this part of the scout team. So we got to continue to build that, and that's why That's why we recruit every day and work to develop our players every day.
How much have you seen Buster evolve this season and maybe change, some of the things he's doing? How has he improved?
Yeah, that's what makes Buster a good coach. I mean, he's not tied into one system. We're not tied into any one system here. I say it every weekend, to the staff. All right, all schemes are personnel driven, right? And that I think it's important to understand that, your players are your players, right? Once the season gets here, that's not changing. There's no waiver wires on Tuesday that we call up and get new guys coming in. So the off seasons where you acquire and retain and build your roster. Once the season's here, right, you can't just put a square peg in a round hole. And then, that's what I like about the staff we have, really, in all three phases. Tooch is the same way on defense. They understand that all schemes are personnel driven, and we've got to do what's best for our players that are out there.
We're, I guess, less than 10 days away from the first signing period. Is that made it more difficult having it so close to the season? Kind of how do you balance that piece of it? I know you're hyper-focused on trying to win games, but also recruiting is the lifeblood of your program. Just how do you balance that, trying to get all that done with that tight window against a few days after you play your last regular season game?
Yeah, it is a tighter window, but we recruit every day. Recruiting's not something that's part-time. It's not something that's, part-time of the year. So whether the signing day is next week or in 2 weeks after that or, 2 months after that, the fact that we have to recruit every day doesn't change. I mean, it's not like during game week we're focused 100% on the game and no recruiting. I mean, that's part of our job. Our job is, we're coaches, we're recruiters, all those things involved, our current players on the team, how important they are and, their academic progress. I mean, all those things. So that's part of being a college football coach.
The department hired J.J. Kosh to join you guys. How much is that going to help your program in this new era that we're in?
Excited to have J.J. come on board. Excited with his background. I mean, just, phenomenal background when you read his bio. And just really appreciate Jay and administration and President Cabrera, just really having the vision to be able to do this and be forward thinking in understanding where college football, college athletics is going, and being out in front and not being afraid to do something that, not because other people have done it, but because it's best for us. So I'm excited for him to be here.
You've beaten 2 top 10 teams at the time. This season, another one. It was a very chaotic week in college football. You were home on Saturday, probably to watch a little bit of those games, I'm sure. Do you talk about what?
Yeah, hanging out, drinking cocoa, and putting up Christmas decorations, singing Christmas carols. Yeah.
Does it change anything with the team? Seeing how prevalent this is right now, that anyone can beat anyone on any given day. Is that anything you even discuss with the team, or you
Never
pass
once
that?
have. Never once. I mean, I don't think those things happen because during the week they talked about the other ones that had happened. I mean, it's the parity in college football that's occurring, and it's only going to become more and more with the changes in rosters and whatnot. So, but we're focused on what we have to do each and every week. It has zero dependence upon what's happened in any other game. All right, it's about what we do, about putting together a good plan, and our players understanding and believing in the plan.
Okay. Anything else?
Nothing.
Number one, Coach. I just think what your defense can do in big games like Miami, NC State, coming through, making plays at key moments. Has your expectations for what the defense can do in a given game risen since you've been here, or has expectations always been the same? Kind of how do you evaluate this defense and what they've kind of shown they can do?
Yeah, expectations are set. I mean, expectations really align with the standards of your program. If you're constantly changing, raising and lowering expectations, you're not building anything. Right? There's a certain set of expectations that we have, right? And once you achieve those expectations, that becomes your standard, right? And that's the standard in the program. We have a standard we play to, a standard we practice to and prepare to. Right? No, that doesn't change.
Anything else?
That's it. All right, go Jackets.